Mile of Music set to return for Mile 12 at the end of July, with the first 50 artists being announced today at the 513 Event Center in downtown Appleton.
Four-day event will host over 200 artists playing at 40 different venues, performing original pieces. And first, an update. Now, Jamal James speaks with organizers and musicians about the lineup. He's live in our Fox Valley newsroom with the details on that. Jamal.
Bill and Cammie, the summer event is expected to be packed, with the first 50 artists in the lineup being announced today in downtown Appleton. Artists will come from all around the area and the country, ranging from returning musicians like Scorch Waves out of Stephen Point to Todd Carey from Sturgeon Bay, making his first appearance. The majority of the funding for the $2.5 million event comes from donations by businesses and individual sponsors partnered with nonprofits like Appleton Community Music, which helps with artist hospitality and music education. The remaining $800,000 is from in-kind donations and goes towards free goods and services for the event, which would otherwise come at a cost. One organizer says they still have a long way to go.
We do need, through our nonprofit partner as well as on the sponsorship side, we continue to need support right up to the festival and right through the festival. So that's absolutely the case.
The importance of donating and making sure it stays here, making sure that it stays free, is just being a part of something that's bigger than Appleton.
Appleton Community Music has raised over $200,000 so far, about halfway to their goal, with Mile of Music emphasizing their need for community support. Bill and Cammie.